Shalom, this is Mary Omni from the World Government House of King David, Holy Covenant Constitutional Enforcer. I'm the woman of Galatians 4:4 and the woman of Revelations 12. Please refer to your Bible. And all I ask you to do is consider that I am who I say I am. I'm the mother of the New Jerusalem, and I'm the mother that gave birth to newborn King Emmanuel, February the 15th, 2011. This is a follow-up to Black Americans, Stockholm Syndrome, or a threat to the Black infant survival. This is called the Symptomology of Blacks and Stockholm Syndrome. The Symptomology of Blacks in Stockholm Syndrome. First, let me state this. A lot of Blacks are in denial. They'll say, oh, it's nothing wrong with me. I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me. It is something wrong with you if you don't understand that the Most High truth is about oneness and unity. But you want to talk about a Stockholm Syndrome to prove something to your oppressors and say something like, we're not a monolith. Constitutionally, you are. Because Judah is all 14th inheritor non-consenters. So you are a monolith, okay? And we were the first people on the planet that talked about the one God. So we are a monolith. Okay? Okay, now, a lot of you also want to say, well, ain't nothing wrong with me because my faculty's intact. I got a degree and I do this and I'm an entrepreneur and I got money and I do this and I ran for office here and I did that and that and that other. Yeah, well, when you look at the Black Caucus, who's supposed to be the educated of us, and they still calling themselves the Black Caucus, because they so much in Stockholm Syndrome that they getting the crumbs from some foreigners telling them to stay stratified in a district and call themselves the Black Caucus instead of the Constitutional National Enforcement Caucus. And if they not calling themselves the Constitutional National Enforcement Caucus, then they all in Stockholm Syndrome with their degrees, okay? They greased up in dung ball grease of incorporate doctrines throwing dung bombs at their brain, and they still sitting up there observing them. And even when blacks in 2008 voted for President Obama in their so-called districts, the Black Caucus went against their own constituents. And when I say constituents, I mean real constitutional citizens. The Black Caucus fought constitutional citizens for Hillary Clinton because they, in Stockholm Syndrome, did not want to grow and have the possibility of a black woman supremacy clause, Michelle Obama, being in the White House, putting the Constitution back in the White House. And then later on, I remember one of the women saying, well, I had no idea that he could get in there. That wasn't for you to have an ideal. You had no business voting against the constitutional citizens you supposed to represent. And the Constitutional Caucus, which calls themselves the Black Caucus, only came on board later. Just like the Hispanics, black want to have Stockholm Syndrome too. They want to follow the media. Oh, the blacks put the Hispanics did this, the Hispanic did this, black and Hispanic, 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 black and Latino. That's all you hear. Stockholm Syndrome people who are constitutional will lower themselves to invaders, talking about black and Latino. Everybody know they waiting for an amnesty act. Is your black ass waiting for an amnesty act? Well, why are you always talking about black and Latino? Is your ass waiting for an amnesty act? Or immigration act? Or are you constitutional citizens? Now, we do have all nations in the Constitution. So you better start talking about constitutional heirs and leave it at that. Constitutional heirs and leave it at that. Constitutional heirs of all races. Constitutional heirs of all races. See, that's what you say when you don't have Stockholm Syndrome. You learn the language. You learn the language. You don't say like the Detroit councilwoman said, and you can look this up. Her name is Joanne, a Detroit councilwoman. She said, President Obama, we voted for you. Give us a bailout. That's what you say in Stockholm Syndrome. Without Stockholm Syndrome, you said, President Obama, we put you in office. Don't continue the infringement against the constitutional authority for in corporate doctrine senators that are not your true balance of power anyway, because they're foreign and in corporate doctrines. And for your true balance of power, you need constitutional citizens, because you are married to a constitutional citizens with children, meaning your blood is in the Constitution. Therefore, you are protected by constitutionality of Judah, Black Americans. And that's who you answer to. You cannot give us nothing, but what you are supposed to do is to stop the infringement of the embezzlement and larceny of our wealth. That's why you put you there. So you can't give us a bailout of our own wealth. You can only keep on helping them to embezzle and to steal. Even though we own everything anyway by supreme contract, the attritioning of us out of the cash while we had a supreme contract is causing the attritional genocide of Black youth and Black babies. So therefore, we can't afford for you to look pretty no more. Yeah, we were thrilled the first time, but we can't afford to just be thrilled anymore. We got to get serious in this marriage, in this Ephraim Judaic marriage. We got to get serious, okay? And we wouldn't go around using language. Oh, I'm African American. Now, I know you done been to everything on earth because everybody done oppressed you. But now you're African American. And even you got Hamites in this country saying, don't call yourself African Americans like us. You shouldn't. You should call yourself constitutional Judasian Black Americans. You're constitutional Judasians, which means your covenant. Constitutional covenant, Judasian Black Americans. Judah scepter. In Stockholm's, only people with Stockholm Syndrome will call themselves and name themselves by the people who threw them out. And throw away their nationhood just to go into an African nation. Stockholm Syndrome would say, Africa is the mother nation. No! You're born from the earth mother. Black women are the earth mother. Earth is the mother. Earth is the mother. Earth is the mother. The cosmic earth is the mother. You have no mother nation but Judah. And Judah is the same as the earth because it's God's namesake, okay? They're heavenly bodies. You are cosmic beings that fell in the third dimension because you didn't understand the power of the womb and the royalty of the womb before. And therefore, you can't rise until you understand the royalty of the womb and you are from earth. Why stratify yourself to one point called Africa? We were sent to four corners of the earth because we are the earth. And God's namesake. And he sent us in four corners of the earth because it's our inheritance. It's who we are. We got the DNA, the cosmic heartbeat of the earth, and a cosmic heartbeat and the DNA of the sun. Start speaking the language of those not in Stockholm Syndrome. Even Smokey Robinson said, why do you want to go way to Africa? Them people don't even know you. You better accept yourself right here where you constitutionalize at. Everybody want to be you. Everybody wants your wealth. But you trying to go in Africa where they all fighting each other. And you think they're going to have room for you, calling yourself an African American? No, all you do is feed the stealing by talking about you a foreigner in the Constitution. How you a daggone foreigner in the Constitution? You're constitutional anything first, regardless of what you call yourself. You better put constitutional in front of it. Because then you'll know and you'll show you don't have Stockholm Syndrome. Now, the symptomology of Stockholm Syndrome is just post-traumatic stress. And I can't say I'm excluded from it because right now, even talking to you is stressing me out. I can't say I'm excluded from it, but I can say that I'm aware of it and not in denial of it. And nobody in their normal mind would just let their babies be trashed like we're doing in foster homes, using them for pharmaceuticals, letting gays adopt them. I saw one on television, a little black baby with his gay so-called parents, and he was pumping in the gay man mouth. A little 2-year-old was pumping his little dinky in the gay man mouth. With jeans on, of course. But they flashed the camera off real fast. See, because he's being taught a behavior. Okay? Now, I wasn't supposed to see that. Nobody wasn't supposed to see that. You're supposed to just see it as a child playing. But somehow the child moves and buckles his body towards his so-called gay daddy mouth. Okay? Look, you better grow up. Because you're suffering from patriarchal indoctrination. And this is why you hate hearing this woman voice. Because of Stockholm Syndrome training. You hate hearing this woman voice. I know it. Because patriarchal indoctrination subjugation syndrome subjugated you as women. So women hate to hear women voices because they subjugated and they acknowledge and accept their own subjugation. And then men hate to hear it because they need to subjugate women because they don't have no one else to subjugate. They not gods enough to subjugate these beasts. So they want to try to subjugate the woman gods, thinking that they can subjugate their woman and rise higher than it. Patriarchal indoctrination subjugation syndrome covers the gamut of identity crisis. Identity crisis of identifying with your oppressors. And then you get, when you add I on it, it's insane. Piss insanity. P-I-S-S. The earth was flooded with piss. They denied the whole woman goddess thing. And that was to create an imbalance. So blacks and could walk around as Judasian namesake in imbalances. So then when women hears she's got her chest out, she's scared to hear a woman. She's frightened to hear a woman. You're frightened to support a black business. You're frightened of anything getting out of a barrel. All that is symptomology of piss and Stockholm Syndrome. Meanwhile, then you don't understand. You're like children in a schoolyard. You won't hit back. But then when it comes to when you come home to your own brothers and sisters, you want to always fight them left and right for every little thing. But when the kids is picking on you in the schoolyard, you won't hit back. Your mother got to tell you to hit back. But then you don't have to be told to hit back your real brothers and sisters. You ready to knock their eye out and knock their face in and ready to kill them over any little damn thing. Well, I'm the mother of Jerusalem. And I'm telling you to hit these incorporate doctrines back. Ask questions. Declare your constitutional sovereignty. Declare that you are the citizens and only constitutional citizens of this country. And that this wealth is yours and is non-consented. Declare your rights to your wealth. Tell them you don't have to be subjugated to incorporate doctrine contracts. Grow up and declare your nationhood. This is Mary Omni from the House of King David. Shalom.